XRP is about to shock the financial world. With the long-standing SEC lawsuit finally over, whales accumulating billions in XRP, and new institutional partnerships being revealed daily, many experts are now boldly predicting that XRP could reach not just 100 or even 1,000, but potentially 10,000 in the long term. That might sound outrageous at first, but when you take a deeper look at the data, the timing, and the broader market dynamics, it starts to make a lot more sense. This isn't just hype. It's a calculated shift in momentum that could redefine the digital asset landscape. Let's start with the biggest story. The SEC has officially closed its case against Ripple. After nearly 4 years of legal battles, misinformation, and market uncertainty, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has dropped its remaining claims and reached a final settlement. This means Ripple and its executives are no longer under threat from federal regulators, and XRP is no longer tied up in legal limbo. Ripple has essentially won. This victory is far more than symbolic. It has regulatory, economic, and technological implications that stretch far beyond the courtroom. It finally provides XRP with the clarity it's been waiting for, and positions it to move freely within institutional finance. With legal pressure off, we're now seeing a flood of activity that points to one thing: the smart money is entering the market. One of the clearest signals: whale activity. In the last 48 hours alone, more than 500 million XRP tokens have been moved off exchanges and into private wallets. That's hundreds of millions of dollars in value being quietly shifted by institutional players or high net worth individuals who clearly believe XRP is about to explode. And this is no isolated event. On-chain data has been showing a steady increase in wallets holding over 10 million XRP, and even larger wallets, some holding hundreds of millions, are consolidating at a pace we haven't seen since XRP's 2017 run. These are the kinds of moves that precede massive rallies. Historically, when whales accumulate and reduce liquidity on exchanges, price pressure builds, and when the breakout comes, it's often sharp, fast, and dramatic. But why now? Why are these whales suddenly all in on XRP? The answer might lie in a series of strategic partnerships Ripple has been quietly forming, many of which are only now coming to light. One of the most significant is Ripple's deepening relationship with central banks and financial regulators globally. Ripple is already working with several governments on central bank digital currency projects. They've built out infrastructure for countries in Asia, Latin America, and even parts of Europe. But the biggest indicators point toward Ripple having ties with the IMF, the World Bank, and even the FedNow program in the United States. These aren't speculative connections. Ripple has confirmed partnerships and ongoing collaborations with entities that are shaping the next generation of global payments. If XRP becomes a bridge currency between these national CBDCs, the demand could be astronomical. And remember, XRP was designed for exactly this purpose: high-speed, low-cost, cross-border value transfers. All right, folks, that brings us to price predictions. Some are calling this the beginning of XRP's parabolic phase. Analysts have started comparing XRP's current market setup to Bitcoin's 2017 rally. Back then, Bitcoin had years of consolidation, legal ambiguity, and public skepticism. But once it got regulatory breathing room and major players entered the market, it went from under $1,000 to over $20,000 in a matter of months. Now we're seeing XRP in a similar setup post-lawsuit with renewed institutional interest and a clear use case supported by real-world adoption. In that light, price targets of $100,000, $500, or even $1,000 no longer sound so far-fetched. Some of the more aggressive predictions, including those from longtime XRP influencers and independent analysts, go even further. One popular post circulating online claimed XRP could reach $5,000 to $10,000, citing projections based on a complete overhaul of the SWIFT system, institutional integration, and full-scale global CBDC adoption. While those numbers would imply an unprecedented market cap, potentially in the tens of trillions, they reflect a belief that XRP is not just a cryptocurrency, but the infrastructure for the future of digital finance. Is $10,000 realistic in the short term? Probably not. but in a long-term scenario where XRP serves as the foundational layer for global finance, the math starts to line up. More than price action, though, what's truly driving this bullish wave is real-world utility. XRP is not just being held or traded, it's being used. Just recently, a luxury watch worth $300,000 was purchased entirely with XRP. That transaction wasn't just symbolic. It highlighted how fast, efficient, and low-cost XRP's payment system really is. Unlike Bitcoin, which is slow and expensive, or Ethereum, which suffers from network congestion and high gas fees, XRP transactions settle in under 5 seconds and cost a fraction of a penny. That makes it ideal for both high-volume commercial payments and microtransactions alike. Businesses, financial institutions, and even governments are starting to take notice. Behind all this momentum is Ripple's growing network. The company is constantly expanding its global reach, forming new partnerships with banks, remittance providers, and fintech platforms. As this network grows, so too does the demand for XRP, the fuel that powers Ripple's entire ecosystem. If the token becomes the preferred medium for value transfer in this network, demand will skyrocket. And unlike fiat currencies, XRP has a capped supply. As adoption increases and the available supply on exchanges dries up, thanks to whale hoarding, the price has only one direction to go, up. And let's not forget the sentiment shift. For years, XRP was viewed with skepticism. Critics called it centralized. Others dismissed it due to the lawsuit. But that narrative is rapidly dissolving. The community is energized. Institutions are warming up to it. And Ripple itself has emerged from this legal battle more resilient than ever. Even within Wall Street, the tone is changing. Reports indicate that major financial players are exploring XRP integration as part of their broader blockchain strategy. That's a far cry from just a year ago, when many were avoiding the token entirely due to regulatory risk. Now, as all of these forces converge, regulatory clarity, whale accumulation, institutional partnerships, and a rapidly evolving global payment system, it seems XRP is positioned for something big. The market has seen coins rise on hype before, but XRP's rise, if it happens, will be built on a foundation of real utility, legal clarity, and global financial integration. That makes it different. That makes it dangerous for anyone still betting against it. So, with XRP still trading under $1, at the time of this recording, the question becomes, how many people will look back at this moment as the last chance to buy in before the breakout? The train may not have left the station yet, but it's starting to move and the window to act is narrowing fast. What are your thoughts? Could XRP really reach $1,000? Is $10,000 even possible? Or is this all just overblown hype? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear your take. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more deep dive crypto updates, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay sharp, and stay ahead. Disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.